At Anglia Ruskin University, our politics degree includes an optional module looking at the relationship between the purportedly serious business of professional politics and the, well, rather different endeavour of professional wrestling. In fact, if a student ended up doing their 30-credit dissertation on the politics of the squared circle, and they can do it on more or less anything, then they could study up to a quarter of the credits that affect their final degree classification on the subject of Raw and Smackdown rather than Rawls and Sartre. Now, we do many other, arguably more serious modules looking at phenomena like race, class, gender, war and diplomacy, but why on earth would anyone wanting to know modern politics want to know about professional wrestling? Well, let's start with some very famous events. In November 2016, the United States of America elected businessman, TV star, and, just as crucially, WWE Hall of Famer Donald J. Trump as their 45th president. The latter garland around Trump's neck was no fluke or flash in the pan, and the Donald's links to professional wrestling were long-standing. He had hosted the set-piece shows WrestleMania 4 and 5 at Trump Plaza in the late 1980s, and later performed at the event himself in 2007. Trump's links to the McMahon family that owned the WWE were long-standing, and indeed generally paid off for all concerned. In his first cabinet, Trump would go on to name former WWE CEO Linda McMahon as his first head of America's Small Business Administration, a cabinet-level post, and Linda herself had previously run for the US Senate twice in 2010 and 2012 as a Republican, around the time Trump himself rejoined the party. More recently, when the coronavirus pandemic disrupted much of the sporting world in 2020, Trump would enlist a man he dubbed the Great Vince McMahon, proprietor of the WWE, as one of his sporting advisors, who would let him know when things would be ready to return to normal. The links between the White House and the House of McMahon are long and strong. But wrestling and the American political scene goes beyond personality. In April 2019, that august publication The Economist noted that Donald Trump is a pro-wrestler masquerading as Commander-in-Chief. Indeed, his brash, combative style of name-calling, simple good v bad view of the world, and nicknames has been, after all, pure pro-wrestling theatricality, and of course not limited to just Trump himself. In fact, if all this was just limited to one man and his politics, then maybe we shouldn't care. Donald Trump is as fly-by-night as any other political figure. But the links go far wider. In 1998, former WWE star Jesse "The Body" Ventura was elected as governor of Minnesota as a Reform Party candidate. Breaking the two-party stranglehold is an incredibly rare achievement in American politics at such a high level, and Ventura's success was remarkable. It was, however, not unique. In later years, the wrestlers known as Kane and the Blueprint Bat Morgan would both win mayoral office. So wrestling may be viewed as niche or not something the establishment would consume, but its electoral record, by any measure, is pretty good. In short, there's something going on here worthy of debate, and so our module Wrestling with Trump therefore considers both general questions around wrestling's position in American political culture, but also its specific links to the 45th president. We contend that the WWE's constant presence on US television screens provides a useful ongoing barometer of political values in the States and the television viewers expect to see. As such, this billion-dollar company with millions of fans worldwide may have much to tell us. Indeed, the fact that notions of sporting merit do not apply to its scripted product means that who succeeds and who fails heavily intersects with debates over gender, race, class, and so forth. Its format, protagonist-antagonist resolution, has natural crossover with politics. Its storylines have intersected with the Cold War, Gulf War, and post-9/11 attitudes to both the Middle East and Muslims in America. In short, it matters in and of itself, but also what it says about wider debates. And so, if you want to study such issues, as well as many, many other modules, the politics degree at ARU is the place for you. Give us a look and do get in touch should you have any questions.